Apologies for not uploading in over a week. I have been dealing with stuff in the background, but I am now back myself. Now, usually within my own videos that I make, I like to focus on one sole topic to rant about. However, since I've missed over a week's worth of news, I want to combine all of that week's worth of news into one video, and thankfully they all have a connection, which is two-tier Keir, two-tier policing, and overall two-tier UK with political prisoners, such as Peter Lynch from last week and the most recent one, Tommy Robertson, but we'll get into him a bit later on in the video. Let's start off with Peter Lynch. Now, we've got a tweet here from Connor, who is one of the hosts of the Lotus Eater podcast, so I'm going to read this out, and also I'm going to show you a couple of videos from my past videos which have aged very well. So let's start off with this. A man who took part in summer's unrest after the Southport massacre has unfortunately unalived himself in prison. Peter Lynch was jailed for 2 years and 8 months on August 22nd after pleading guilty to violent disorder in a hearing at Sheffield Crown Court. The Telegraph reports that Lynch is believed to have taken his own life on Saturday night at HMP Moorland near Doncaster in South Yorkshire. This was foreseeable outcome to Keir Starmer's imprisoning any participants in the protest and riots. Remember Sky News crime respondent Martin Burnt said, "Somebody who told me, somebody who knows about these things, said any right-wing, far-right protesters landing in jail can expect a very cold reception in jail from what he says are Asian gangs inside prisons who are looking out for them." By the way, that's a common thing they've been doing quite recently. Any far-right protesters or people in general, they'll throw you in with the Muslims because chances of being killed in there are extremely high as well. And again, speaking of it, Muslims are 18% of prison inmates despite only being 6.5% of the UK population. Again, like in America, 13% of the population, over half of all crimes in America, similar to here but with Muslims. They have been primed to hate these protesters and rioters because Keir Starmer spent a month calling them far-right racists. Prisons have also declared themselves anti-racist institutions, meaning non-white Muslim prisoners can try racism when not given special privileges, and guards may be inclined to turn a blind eye to the treatment of far-right protesters and rioters. Again, far-right. Starmer knew these political prisoners would either be preyed upon by ethnic minority gangs or keep in such a state of fear that they could be held in prison that they could commit unaliving before their sentence was finished. This was a political killing, and obviously talking about Peter Lynch as well. Now, I would like to zoom in, maybe not that far, and look at something that he said right here, which is this part right here. Let me just highlight it. Now, I've already read this part out. Yous probably sound better than me. Again, I'm no David Attenborough, but with this little statement here, this is what he was referring to, was this video. I'll pause it right now, which was this Sky News reporter basically threatening the far right, saying, or should I say far right protesters or rioters, that if you end up in prison because you're a far right fascist evil bigot and blah blah blah, so on and so forth, basically the foreign gang members will get to you and probably unalive you when you're sleeping or when your back is turned to them. Now, I'll play this video in full and I'll get back to you.
If they do appear, whether they're pleading guilty or not guilty, they're very unlikely to get bail. And if they do end up in prison, somebody who told me, somebody who knows about these things told me that, you know, any right-wing, far-right protester landing up in jail, well, you know, they can expect a pretty cold reception from what he says are Asian gangs inside prison who will be looking out for them.
Very odd and unusual choice of words there. Very, very unusual choice of words. Now, again, Peter Lynch was someone who was out protesting, and all he said to the police was that you're scum, and he prays for the kids. Yeah, I got 3 years for that, pretty much 3 years for that as well. And I want to play a clip from one of my old YouTube videos as well, because this really does scream two-tier policing and two-tier Keir and two-tier government as a whole here in the UK as well. This clip I'm about to play is from one of my most successful YouTube videos. I highly recommend going watching it after this one. A list of all of the crimes committed by the UK police, or titled something down that line, but I'll play it right now for yous. Man jailed for leaving a bacon sandwich outside a mosque. Halfway through his prison sentence, he died. So he got a 12 months prison sentence for leaving a bacon roll outside of a mosque, and halfway through his prison sentence, 6 months into it, he got Epsteined. By the way, I'm not kidding, he got Epsteined. There was apparently no prison guards whatsoever, no eyewitnesses. He miraculously just died out of nowhere, and nobody to this day knows of the reason for his death. Islamic teacher who sexually abused girl, 11, as he taught her the Quran, spared jail because his wife doesn't speak English. Again, a year prison sentence for placing a bacon roll outside of a mosque, and again, miraculously got Epstein halfway into his sentence. However, a Muslim teacher who did some heinous sexual crimes towards this little girl and also forced her to read the Quran or learn the Quran was spared jail because his wife didn't speak English. Carpet bomb the UK. I keep saying this in all my videos, but I don't know how else to resolve this issue at this point. I think it's too far gone to resolve this peacefully, honestly. Now, I could bring up other things of complete two-tier, but I'd be here for a week straight or a week-long video. But I want to highlight other things from the Southport riots that happened, or protest as a whole. Tory's politician wife jailed for race hate post. Yep, a Tory politician's wife was arrested and jailed for some spicy words on Twitter. Now, I know some people might be thinking, oh well, it's a Tory's wife, who cares? I still really don't agree with this. Some spicy words on Twitter led to jail time as well, and that's not even the worst of it as well. Let's look at this one. Pensioner 81 becomes oldest person charged in connection with riots, but says he was just trying to assist the police. Look at him. Do you think he went out to throw Molotovs and bricks and flaming wheelie bins at the police? No. And again, arrested and charged for being near a protest during the Southport protest as well. But let's go to the other extreme end of ages. Child 11 arrested in raids following riots. Yes, an 11-year-old was arrested and charged for being near one of the Southport protests or riots, whatever you like to call them. Again, an 11-year-old. Really, do we not have bigger priorities right now, like the far left? But again, they've got control of everything and they're the ones doing this. What else did you expect? We have this one as well, which was a bit of a viral meme because she fell over, but Stacey Vint jailed for pushing bin at police in Middlesbrough. For anyone who's not seen the footage, I don't know if I can find it. If not, I do apologise.
Go on! Get on!
Again, I understand she pushed a flaming wheelie bin, but the fact that she fell over and probably shot herself in the process, again, really? Was that really justified for 3 years? I think the humiliation in the police and even the protesters laughing at her in her face was probably enough of a sentence. Again, if she'd gotten anywhere with it, I might have understood, but the fact that she pretty much touched the wheelie bin, fell over instantly. Really? Again, really? Now, this is one of the more serious ones. This is someone on Twitter who was past tense, very well known, sick of it, at WayneGB88 as well. And this was his last tweet, which was August 11. Funnily enough, talking about the boat migrants coming over here and invading the UK as well. This was the last tweet that he put out. Now, why has he not put out a tweet since August 11th? Well, if we're looking at this right here, which was August 16th, Wayne O'Rourke, I probably butchered that name, was arrested for the literal crime of anti-establishment rhetoric. This is what he looks like right here. By the way, I kid you not, the actual charge on paper, what he was charged with was anti-establishment rhetoric. Pretty much he went, fuck the government, we don't need them, take them down, and he was arrested and got over 3 years in prison for that. Again, two-tier police and two-tier government does not exist. Ha 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 ha. And of course with the most recent one as well, which is from Tommy Robertson, who got 18 months in jail for basically showing his movie in public to hundreds of thousands of people, plus also over the fact of that comments towards that Syrian kid who attacked a bunch of people as well. Again, another political prisoner, Tommy Robertson, and this isn't his first rodeo. He was jailed a good few years ago for the exact same stuff as well. And it looks like this time, even though it's only a 18-month prison sentence, they will do everything in their power to keep extending that prison sentence over and over and over again, so he eventually dies of old age as a whole. Now, I'm going to go off topic a little bit, but one of the another recent speeches given by Keir Starmer is this one right here. Again, every time I have to talk about this individual, I just struggle to even utilize my respiratory system effectively because he just makes me stutter because he's such a mongolite. But this is a speech by Keir Starmer talking about more tax rises, more cuts in services, and how it's necessary, and also blaming the UK working class taxpayers that, oh, well, do you not want higher taxes? Okay, then we won't give you services then, because if we can't put up your taxes, we can't provide services. And, you know, this is something you have to bear the brunt. This isn't my fault. This is Tories. 14 years of Tory, 14 years of Tory. Again, I find it really funny that he says that there's no money left and we have to hike up the working class's taxes. Yet within the first week, and I've mentioned this 1,000,001 times on my YouTube channel in so many different videos, the first week of him being Prime Minister, he gave 15 billion to Ukraine over the next upcoming 5 years, so that's 3 billion a year. Bearing in mind, this is a person who blames the Tory party for the past 14 years of leaving him a £22 billion black hole, financial black hole to fill. And it was only last week or 2 weeks ago that it was announced that he's sending £22 billion of the UK taxpayers' money off to foreign countries to fight climate crisis and stuff like that. Again, it's almost comedical that he cries about the Tories left me a £22 billion black hole. Okay, let's send 22 billion to other countries to help fight climate crises and environmental issues and so on and so forth. And again, one of the last videos I made was the fact that Keir Starmer might actually send 200 billion pounds to 15 countries within the Caribbean for reparations of the slave trade from hundreds of years ago, which in my opinion, we should just invade the Caribbeans and take it all back. Spend 110 for that, you know, tenfold the money, instant stonks, just putting ideas out there. This man needs to go. The amount of political prisoners from two-tier commie Keir Stalin Stasi Spazzy Starmer is getting completely beyond out of control. The most authoritarian leader in British history, therefore the worst leader in British history that I think we've ever seen and hopefully we ever get. Although my predictions for 2029 that Sadiq Khan's going to become the Prime Minister. But anyway, that will be the end of the UK for sure if that happens. This man should not be anywhere near a Poundland, never mind the UK taxpayers' pot money. And the fact that he has so many of his own political prisoners in prison who have taken their life or have been Epsteined, and I think that will happen to Tommy Robertson for sure. He won't survive 18 months, I really don't believe that, unless they put him back in that mental loony bin in London and put him in a padded cell. Maybe, but I've got a weird feeling that Tommy Robertson will be Epsteined for sure. Again, we cannot afford to live in the UK. He bumps up our taxes, sends the taxpayers' money off to foreign countries and we get nothing. We can't even fix a 1-foot pothole, never mind anything bigger than that. And the amount of people that he has gotten killed because of his absolute beyond authoritarianism, this cretin has to go ASAP. And I've got a weird feeling he won't last until the New Year's. I think he'll be gone one way or another before the New Year's rolls around. But I wanted to keep you all updated, so yeah, that's the absolute bullshit. Southport riots has led to a lot of people's death within prison. I think Tommy Robertson's been next. Again, if we go back to the start with the Tories politician's wife, again, spicy tweets in jail, been near a protester, 81 years old, got jail. Child 11 being near a protest got jail. Again, Stacey Vint, who failing to even move a flaming wheelie bin. 3+ years in jail. Again, sick of it. Wayne, jailed for over 3 years for literal crimes of anti-establishment rhetoric, which is the crime of talking badly about the government like a communist dictatorist country or government as a whole. And again, Tommy Robertson, who is arguably, the biggest fighter of the working class people in the UK. For him being a nationalist, he needs to shut up about the Jew stuff in Israel. Nobody cares. Nobody likes them. Shut up, Tommy. But this is not going to stop anytime soon unless somebody gets rid of him one way or another, which, again, Keir Starmer needs to go. He is an absolutely psychopathic, dangerous person and the worst leader of the UK. But I'll wrap the video up there. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's greatly appreciated. If you could like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Again, I would love you very much. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree with anything that I've said, or you think I've missed anything of vital importance. Leave a comment down below. I will respond to you ASAP. If you want to follow me on Twitter or X, or even try and get a hold of me in my Discord server, which provides instant, spontaneous news in UK, USA, Europe and other places, plus hobbies, plus VC chats. Again, link to my Discord or Twitter or X in the pinned top comment. But yeah, please go check out my other videos. Please go check out a list of all of the worst UK police crimes and other videos. I love you, but again, I'll let you all go now. I love you all, and as always, keep on rolling. Have a great day and a better week to follow. See yous.